All right, everyone. Welcome to Gloomhaven Quest 11 Round 1. We'll go ahead and get started on what is happening. There's a lot of moving pieces here, so if I make a mistake, too bad. That's how it goes. I try my best, but as always, there's a lot going on, and I gotta try to figure everything out and play it out. So the first person to go this time is going to be our little flame demons because they drew a 3. So you can see a 3. So they get to move and they get to attack and they activate fire. So fire is activated. So we'll go ahead and put that there. And so the first one to go is this guy because he's number 1. So might as well let him go first. I'll kind of turn it that way so we can kind of see what's going on. And they have a range of 3, so he's going to attack. What's it called? He's going to attack Zorn, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3 with our Zornberg here, and he drew a 0. So he attacks. If you look on our chart, he attacks 3. 3 plus 0 is 3. So Zornberg takes 2 damage. Okay, so sorry, messed that up already. It's an attack minus 1. So he attacks 3 minus 1 is a 2 hit point attack plus 0. It's 2. So Zornberg takes 2 damage. There we go, and that drops him down to 5 hit points. So he's already at 5 hit points. The next one to go is the other flame demon right here, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3 and attack Ransack. He also drew a 0, so it's a 2 hit point attack on Ransack, and that drops him to 8 hit points. So 8 hit points for Ransack, 5 for Zornberg. Now the third person to go is actually Ransack, the guy who just got attacked. And the reason why is because he chose 19. So when you choose 2 cards, you always pick one of these 2 numbers, either 13 or 19. Whatever the 2 numbers are, you pick one. He chose 19. So he gets to go third because it goes 3, then 19. So he was going to use Curative Mixture to move 3. So he was going to move towards the door. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 and work his way towards the door. Then he was going to use Prevention is Key to disarm all adjacent enemies. So all 3 enemies are disarmed. And if you don't know what that means, it means they can't attack this round. Or their next attack, they can't. So it would have been really helpful if he had done the move before, but at least our elite Earth Demon can no longer attack for this round, and then these 2 can't attack next round. Okay, so that's all for Ransack. Number 4 is Bend over here, or Big Ben, whatever you want to call him, or Brute. And there was an issue with him because originally he wanted to do his attack 5 and then his next 3 sources of damage suffer 0 damage. The only problem is if you look at this attack, there's no range on it. So if there's no range, then the enemy has to be next to the character, and there's not an enemy next to him. So we had to adjust his every single bottom move. You see, you can move 2 instead. So you just negate the whole bottom and just move 2. Same thing with the top. You can negate the whole top and just do an attack 2. So he's going to use his Juggernaut to move 2 to kind of get in there. So 1, 2. And then he was going to attack the Earth Demon, the big guy, the guy with 18 hit points. And he's going to do an attack 5. So he's going to do a 5 hit point attack, 1 experience point for him. Now, if you remember, we all have the muddle status effect. So that means we have to draw 2 cards, and you have to pick the worst one. Well, these are both -1. So he's going to, instead of attack 5, he's going to attack 4 on this guy, which drops him to 14 hit points. So 14 hit points left on this guy. All right. The 5th person to go is Zornberg. And Zornberg was going to use Vile Pestilence. And you can see it's an attack 1. See how this one has a range? That means he doesn't need to be next to the character. He has 2 spots of range. And so he's probably going to go 1-2 or 1-2. This hex, there's no way to get all 3 guys here. You would have to land it here, which is 3 spots away. So he has to only get 2 of the guys. So, so he's going to do that. And he drew... What did he draw? He drew this. So he drew a 2 times attack and a 0. He's muddled, so he can't use his double attack. He has to go with the 0. So he's going to attack 1 to the hex shape. And so the Flame Demon, they have a shield. Remember, they have a shield of 3. So he easily blocks that 1 hit point attack and does nothing. The Earth Demon does take damage. So he takes 1 damage. And so that brings him to 13 hit points. So he's down to 13. But then, so he took no damage. He took 1 hit point. But if you see, it hits everybody. So that includes Big Ben. So Big Ben gets hit for 1 damage, which takes him to 13 hit points as well. One thing to note is poison also hits everybody. So this guy, and this guy are all poisoned. All right. So now we get to Rat Damon. Or no, I didn't do his second card. So Zornberg's second card was to immobilize. So it's a range 3, 2 targets, and he wanted to immobilize both these guys. So he immobilizes them, which means they can't move on their next turn. So that means these guys can't move and they can't attack. So they're pretty much stuck. For him, since he hasn't gone yet, this round he can't move and he can't attack. All right. Now we get to the rat. And so Rat Damon, the first guy to go is always the bear, his Barry Manilow. And so the bear is going to move, and he can move 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then the bear attacks. And so the bear attacks. Who is he attacking? He was attacking this guy. So he's attacking the Earth Demon. And so the bear attacks 3. Or 2. He attacks 2. And so he attacks 2. He drew this. He has to go with the worst one, which is a -1. So he only ends up attacking 1. So he attacks 1 hit point, but remember he's poisoned. Poison means you get an extra hit point of damage every time you're attacked. So it's a 2 hit point attack. So that brings him down to 11 hit points. So he was at 18, now he's down to 11. And he's still poisoned. Once you're poisoned, it doesn't go away unless you use something that removes poison. Okay. Now we get to Rat Damon himself. And he was going to use Venomous Ally. And he was going to attack 2, range 4, and poison. I mean, everybody's poisoning here. So he's going to attack the Earth Demon 1, 2, 3. He's got him in range. And so the one, oh, I gotta pull this out. He drew this. So again, he has to go with the negative. So it's a 1 hit point attack again. Plus the damage or the poison. So 2 hit point attack, that drops him down to 9 hit points. So he's down to 9. So 9 hit points here. Full health, full health. Okay. Now, his next move is punch through. And if you see, it's command. So command for Rat Damon means he's telling the bear to do it. And he's telling the bear to attack 3, 1 experience point, pierce 4. So pierce 4 means he can punch through 4 shield. There's only a 3 shield there. So he punches through his entire shield. And he drew a 0 and a 0. So it's a 3 hit point attack on this demon. And so this demon can't block any of it because it's a pierce 4. He only has 3 hit points. So he is dead and gone. So he is gone. We'll put a coin there. Anyone that steps on this coin can grab it, or they can use a loot to loot this coin. So he is dead and gone. So that leaves us with 2 enemies left. This guy with 9 hit points, this guy with 3 with his 3 shield. And I think that's it. And so then the last person to go would have been the Earth Demon, who drew a 93, but because he was immobilized and disarmed, he can't do anything, and he just stands there, and that's the end of his turn. So that is the end of round 1. So a lot going on there, but we kind of get the gist of everything. Anything else to explain? I don't think so. Just that this guy is disarmed for his next attack. So in round 2, this guy cannot attack. This guy is back to being normal. So that's the only thing to keep in mind for the next round. And then just remember that we did take some damage with Big Ben being at 13 hit points, Ransack being at 8, and Zornberg being at 5 hit points. So we are taking some damage because we started off with 2 damage. And then fire is active. If you want to use a card with fire on it, you can use the fire. But that's it for round 1. We'll set up for round 2 and kind of go from there. I don't know if we're going to enter this room here or if we're going to finish off these guys, heal, whatever we're going to do. But we'll set up and go from there.